Science communication. What does this mean exactly? It may seem simple at first. Maybe it's a way scientists speak to one another. Maybe it's a way people talk about the science going on in the media right now. Maybe it's a way scientists present their information to the public in a way that makes sense to everybody. Or it's all three. Science communication encompasses all the ways anybody, including you, can talk about science. See, the thing about science is that it's far too complex. Believe me, I'm only in the beginning courses of organic chemistry and it's got a lot of moving parts. You've got your reaction mechanisms, your resonance structures, you've got your functional groups, intermolecular forces, acid-base chemistry, stereochemistry, the list goes on and on. But you don't need to know about any of those things, because that is not your area of focus right now. I know when I was your age, my focus was probably more about the weird teacher I had that would speak in a Scottish accent to get us to be quiet. And for anybody who's not a scientist, it's exactly the same. Who cares about all those organic chemistry terms I just listed? How does it affect your life at all? Truth is, it likely doesn't. But the findings that are based upon the things I told you about are the important things. For example, MS is a disease that makes your body and brain shut down partially, making it difficult for everyday tasks to be completed as normal. I'm going to talk about this because it's important to me since my mother has had MS since she was around 30 years old. When proteins are made, they have to be folded in a way to achieve their purpose. And one protein involved in the MS problem needs to fold in order to protect brain cells or neurons. If these proteins cannot be folded properly, the brain cells are not going to be as good at communicating with one another, causing a person's brain and body to have a hard time listening to each other. Now, you can look at my brief description, go home to your family and tell them what MS is and why it happens, or you can try to understand the Wikipedia page about MS. I know what MS is and I hardly understand it. It's because it tells you so many things that you don't need to know nor want to know. This is called jargon. When communicating science, you want to stay away from jargon because that's when people are no longer listening. Explain things in simple terms, and not only will it prove your deep understanding of the topic, but it will also briefly explain something to someone who knows nothing about the topic you're talking about. Notice how I'm using pictures to explain what I'm talking about as well. This is why people like videos and posters. You get a visual part to the things that people are telling you. You'll also notice subtitles, which are important in case somebody loses the focus of what you're talking about. Now, I'm not saying that you need to make a video with figures and subtitles in order to explain something to someone. I'm just showing you examples of ways you can make your communication of science more effective so that more people will listen. Soon, you're going to start learning amazing things about science that you're really going to want to communicate to others. If you think about the difference between you and the people who made these presentations, there's only one major thing. They're older. Before you know it, you're going to be in our shoes, learning complex things about science. Because of this, it's your responsibility as young men and women of science to learn how to communicate scientific ideas to make sure scientific thought can grow. Imagine the wonderful things we'll be able to do in this universe if we can all learn to talk about complex things in simple terms. By figuring out a way to explain a complex topic to somebody who doesn't know anything, you're making the world just a little bit smarter, and making everybody a little bit more informed. The more informed everybody is, the better. Now, I want you to take something you're learning about in class, whether it's the way plants grow, the way people digest food, or any other topic that you're interested in, and try to explain it to somebody. Your grandparents, parents, best friend, sibling, you name it. You will have taught somebody something that they didn't know before in a way that they can understand. It's an amazing skill, not just in science, but in life too. I encourage you to reflect on what we've talked about and try to apply it to your life. You'll be making the world smarter, as well as yourself.